Caribbean Stud Poker is a fun alternative game of poker, designed for those who just can't get their heads around regular Texas Hold'em. Caribbean Stud has the same basics as regular poker, but it removes both the community cards and the element of bluffing. Caribbean Stud is also played one-on-one between the player and the dealer, meaning it has a setup that will be very familiar to blackjack players. You can find the guide to poker hand rankings we made for our Texas Hold'em guides here if you need to catch up. The version of Caribbean Stud we'd recommend is made by Ante and can be found at Real Island Casino. We've put a link down below for both the casino and our review if you want to take a look. But for now, let's get stuck into the basics of Caribbean Stud. The setup. In online Caribbean Stud, the player and the dealer each receive 5 cards. The player's 5-card hand will be dealt face up against the dealer's hand, which has 1 card revealed. Before the cards are dealt, the player bets an ante. The player chooses the value of this bet to start the round. The ante acts a bit like the small blind in poker. It's the amount that any following bets are based on. Unlike Hold'em, there isn't a set amount for this blind bet. After the ante is placed, the cards are dealt. Players then have a choice whether they want to fold their hand and lose the ante, or continue the game by placing a call bet. The call is always double the ante, meaning that by playing on, you end up wagering 3 times your original bet in total. The aim of the game is quite simply to have a better hand than the dealer. The hands are ranked on the same basis as regular poker, with a high card being the lowest ranked hand, and a royal flush being the highest. The draw. Caribbean Stud only lasts for 1 betting round, and then everything comes to a head. Once the call bet is made, all cards are revealed and the hands are compared. In Caribbean Stud, the ante and call bets are actually counted as separate pots. Depending on the outcome, you cannot necessarily win on both. In this poker variant, the dealer's hand has to qualify to go head-to-head with the player. To qualify, they must have at least an ace-king high card hand. If not, the dealer folds his hand. Overall, there are 4 outcomes when the dealer's cards are revealed. If the dealer doesn't qualify, the player wins the amount of their ante. The call bet is returned to the player. If the dealer's hand does qualify and outranks the player's, then both the ante and call bets are lost. If the dealer qualifies and the player has the stronger hand, then the player wins back even money on their ante bet and a multiplier of their call bet. The multiplier depends on the hand rank they won with. It ranges anywhere from 1-1 with a pair to 200-1 on a royal flush. We've put a link to the full table in the description below. If the dealer and the player have hands of the exact same value, then everything is pushed and the player receives their ante and call bets back. Afterwards, the cards are reshuffled and the game starts over. Basic strategy. The player's main advantage to use against the dealer is seeing one of the dealer's cards before deciding whether to call. Always check if the dealer's card is an ace or a king. If they have either of these, then they're halfway to qualifying. This doesn't mean you shouldn't play on, but it's useful information to know just how close the dealer is to qualifying, especially if you have a weaker hand. We find it's usually a good idea to raise on any hand with a pair and fold anything lower. Calling on a high card is essentially betting that the dealer will not qualify. You are risking twice your ante on the call, with a win only paying the amount of the ante. If you find yourself with an ace-king hand, then the call may be worth it if you have high-value kickers. Since, if the dealer qualifies with ace-king and has lower kickers, then a win will pay the same as winning with a pair, but you are taking more of a risk here. We hope you found this guide to Caribbean Stud Poker helpful. For more help with your poker game, take a look at our guide to Texas Hold'em Poker. Remember to check out the links below to our main site for the Caribbean Stud payouts and loads of other up-to-date casino guides and news. Until next time, thanks for watching.